Hello, welcome to Scrap Time, episode 1053. My name is Christine, and on today's episode, I'm showing you the Spellbinders Celebrations collection. Today I'm going to be showing you some products from Spellbinders, part of their Celebrations collection. I have a couple embossing folders. There's a fabric weave and the doily art one. I'm going to be using those. I'm going to use this pierced heart set where you get 3 hearts with then the piercing that goes with it. And then this is a fringe die that we're going to use as well. This collection has a set of pattern paper as well as coordinating cardstock. So we're using the cardstock, and it's great because right here you can see you get a light and a dark, so it's great for layering. And then they also have ink pads because there's stamps in the collection. So I have a few of the ink pads here, and then I have a few more colors. So we're going to use some of the ink pads. Put those aside. And then also in the collection they have this twine that coordinates, and they also have some sequins that we're going to add. So I'll show you what I have made. So I loved that they had all these things, products that coordinate, that I decided to do sort of a monochrome card. Here I had used that fabric weave embossing folder in the background with some ink to highlight it. I cut the hearts and then the fringe. So we're going to make a card similar to this today. I also want to show you one other thing. I had used the doily art, and I did the similar idea where I embossed it and then inked up the doily. And these ones I like just the way they are. I think they would make really great note cards. And you can do all the different fun colors. And then I took the lighter, I had done it on the lighter cardstock, and I made a card out of the darker cardstock just by folding it in half and glued on the card front. So those are some really great note cards. So I started with the fabric weave embossing folder, and I have embossed it. And now I'm going to take the Sea Spray ink pad and just sort of go over the top of it. And you can see now how it highlights all that raised area. And it gives a nice background to our card. I then took the fringe die and I cut my fringe. Now I'm going to show you the die. So it's like this, and there's ridges on both sides. And so what happens is you actually get 2 fringes out of the cut. And when you cut it, it just is like this. It's just cutting strips. So you could even use this for other things, weave things through that. But then what I did is I cut off across the bottom, and that's how I got the fringe, and then I had cut it in the middle here, and that's how I have the solid line. So I'm going to glue my fringe down. About here, and then I can cut off the excess off the ends. So I'm going to set that aside for a moment to dry, and now I'm going to cut the hearts. You'll notice that there's new packaging too with the Spellbinders dies, which makes it great for storing your dies. So you get 3 hearts. You can see how big the biggest heart is. This is the inside of that heart. Then you have a medium heart with the little inside, and that's where like those little stitch lines are, or piercings, and the little heart. So we're going to use the middle one today. I'm going to put these ones back. So I'm going to cut myself a piece of paper here. Now the cardstock, one side has a bit of texture and one side is flat. You can decide whichever side you want to use. I think I'll probably use the texture side today. And what I do with my heart is I put down that one and then I put the little stitched. And you just sort of layer it. And again, if you were very concerned, you could tape it down. I'm just going to leave it. Put my cardstock on. I'm using the Artisan Explorer. I love to use this machine for the little dies. So you can see now we have the heart with all the little pierced edges. Really cute. And then you can take a greeting. I have this old set here. It's called Mega Mixed Messages from Paper Tray Ink. And I'm just going to grab my... Could probably use this little one. And what am I going to do? We can do Make-A-Wish, which is good for birthdays. And I'm going to use that same Sea Spray ink pad. Ink it up. Stamp it in the middle. I had a bit of black on my stamp and it got transferred, but it is what it is. It is fine. Okay, so we're back to our card here. I'm going to go turn it on this side and just cut off the excess. Then I am going to take some twine . And I had doubled it. Go there. I'm going to do it a little longer. So I doubled the twine. And then I tied it around. Now when I made my cards, I actually did the twine through the card. But I thought after it's actually better to do this and then attach this to the card. It's just easier. So I just tie a knot. I took too much twine. And cut off the excess. So now I just need a couple dimensionals. Let me just grab them. Going to put on the back here a few dimensional stickers. It's just whenever you use twine, dimensionals are great just to get past that. Now before I stick this on, we could get a pencil here and just sort of turn up our fringe. Get a little bit of body there. And then we put our heart down over that twine. And now we can use some of these sequins. The sequins come in different sizes. So I'm just going to pick two similar color but different size. And I like to use glossy accents to glue down sequins because it dries clear. You could also use multi-medium, that would work really well as too. Okay, and then all we would need to do from there is just glue it to our card so you have a nice border there. And there we have a simple little card using embossing folders, the heart die, the fringe, twine, sequins, and coordinating papers and inks, all from the Celebrations collection from Spellbinders. Well, that's it for today's episode. However, Gemma and I are headed to the CHA Paper Art Show this week. Now, it's a very small show from my understanding, so I don't know how many videos we will film. But check out the blog on Thursday once we return, and we will start posting whatever coverage we have from the show. So enjoy the show, and we will be back later with some new episodes.